a watershed. And I really didn't understand it until I saw this model. That's what a water, and Johnny talked about watersheds. So it's the topography where all the water is going to shed to a certain body, okay? This is a model of your community, whether it be Alexander or Caldwell County. Do you have farms?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have industry?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have some forestry probably going on?
Mm-hmm.
Some trees coming down? Golf courses? Water treatment plants? Roads, waterways, housing? Anybody got construction going on? Okay, so this can be Caldwell, Alexander County. Okay, this is a model of your community. What we're going to look at are those pollutants that Johnny was referring to. And he also talked about point and non-point pollution. That was my content. If you're an 8th grade science teacher, they're supposed to know the difference between point and non-point pollution. And that is really hard by definition to understand. This was an aha to me. All right, there are 3 sources of point pollution on here, and I want to show them to you. And we're going to figure out how this stuff is going to work. Do you remember what one of them was?
Agriculture.
Point.
Industry, like drainage from
Industry.
a factory.
The difference between point and non-point, and that's the hard part. The point pollution is, I want everybody to point to this industry. Point to it. That is point pollution. You can see it and you can measure it. You can measure how much comes out of that drain. So, and y'all, you're supposed to use oil for this, but this is plastic. And I spent years cleaning it. I'll never do that again. So, let's see if this thing works. This is brand new. All right, there's the sludge coming out. You see it?
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's our industry. Got sludge coming out. The other one that's always exciting is your water treatment plant. Point to it. Water treatment plant. So we've got if it overfills, you've got that. Now it's treated first, okay? Most of the time. Most of the time it's treated first. The other one Johnny also referenced was and I don't know if I've got enough juice to even make it happen, but your water drains in the roads, your storm, and so I'm just going to blip, blip, blip like it came out of there. Otherwise that tube's going to fill up. So those are sources of what kind of pollution? Point to them again. Industry, water treatment, and storm drains, okay? And the reason the storm drains are is because, again, it comes out of one single pipe. It comes from all over, but it's point sources right here. You with me?
Yeah.
3 sources of point pollution. All right, everything else is non-point. We know the pollution's coming in from that direction, but we can't measure it, all right? So let's talk about what is the major pollutant of the entire world. What do you think? Think it's oil and cars?
Animal.
What do you mean agriculture and farmland? What's the pollutant?
Waste.
The fertilizers and pesticides.
More common, more common, more common, more common. Soil. Across the world is the biggest pollutant. And that's not soil. So where are we going to find soil that's being eroded? Farm?
Farmland,
Right.
construction sites.
Construction sites? Where else?
Forestry.
Where we're cutting trees down? Okay. Anywhere where you've got a ditch, anywhere where the soil is exposed, you're going to have erosion. It was a storm last night, y'all. Did you hear it? Did y'all get it? I'm sure we had some erosion last night, right? If you came across the river, it might have been orange. I don't know. Those rivers turn orange pretty quickly. What's that orange? Sediment and soil, okay? All right, so we've got soil as the major pollutant. We've got some sludge from the point. All right, you mentioned some other things. What else is on those gardens?
Fertilizer.
Fertilizers and pesticides. So let's do fertilizers first. We've got them in the gardens, right? Where else?
Golf course.
Absolutely golf course. Where else?
Homes.
Residential areas.
Yep, residential. Okay, so we got, smells good, all right. What else do we have? Fertilizers and pesticides. Where are we gonna have them?
Heaviest pesticides farm.
Farms. Now, here's, I mean, you gotta see the full picture. This is awful, so should we quit farming?
No.
Just checking, you know, you gotta use some, no, we're not gonna quit farming, but we can change practices. Where else are we gonna have pesticides?
Residential.
Homes, where else? If you're a golfer, they don't have enough of them, and those gnats are nasty. All right. So we've got those pollutants. What other kind of pollutants do we have? Fecal. Where are we gonna find fecal? This is
Everywhere
just.
something else.
All right.
Homes.
Hopefully not homes. Not, well, I got it. Let's see if I can do this. This is a new way of doing this. Again, I'm supposed to do it with a water.
Oh, wow.
Those poor cows, yeah, they've had a hard life.
You
That's
could
all.
pitch some onto one of the houses, maybe they'll let their dog go a lot.
Yeah, yeah.
Feces, I know where the cow fell.
Oh, my, yeah. That's so bad. All right, let me move that cow over there. That cow's been sick for a while. All right, anyway, so let's just,
Made him throw up.
no, we're not gonna do that one again. All right. All right, so manure, okay, the fecal matter. What other things do we have as pollutants?
Somebody said about the oil from the cars.
Oil from the cars, sure. Have you ever been to Walmart on well, it doesn't count, that was a good example, on Christmas Day, but they're open Christmas Day now. Used to be, that was the only time you saw the Walmart parking lot empty. Now, have you ever looked at it?
Have you ever been to Walmart at 6 o'clock in the morning? That's
I
when they
have.
go to
Also
bed.
empty. That's when they get home. Have you looked at the parking places?
Yeah.
Is there a greasy spot in every single box?
Yes.
Yeah, so we know there's pollution right on that. So it's the roads, the parking places, okay, with oil and sludge. What else?
Litter.
Sure. And I gotta tell you this, my mother-in-law, she's now passed away, bless her. She taught my kids to throw things out the window. She said, here, this is, and I looked at her and said, oh, what? No, we don't, oh, it's just a spoon. No, we don't throw things out the window. So we're throwing things out. I couldn't believe it, but it's generational. But anyway, but yeah, just litter in general. Anything else?
What about salt from the roads?
Salt from the roads as well. I might leave that with the sludge, but yes, the salt, absolutely. So another one about these cows. Yes, they have some physical issues, but besides that, if they're in the creek, number one, they defecate, right? But if they're in the creek, what are they doing?
They're eroding things.
Eroding soil and tearing it down, and you're gonna have even more erosion like that. So we've got some issues even with that. Okay, so it doesn't look that bad, but we've got some pollution issues. Now, everything's okay until when?
It
It rains, or storms is even worse. So what I want you to do, and these are really master blasters, by the way. I was playing with them yesterday, and I thought, oh my word. Here you go. Now, children, rain comes down. If the rain goes vertical, you are done, and you can go sit in Miss Mean Ladies class, okay? So make sure it rains only down. It's not storming that bad. So make it rain here on, yeah.
God smited that area.
Try that.
There we
Yeah.
go.
Okay, you can get closer in, so it's only raining on the.
It's raining on me.
All right, do you see the motion of the water? This is why it's a watershed. It's all coming down. Yeah, you can pass it off if you want. It's all coming down into the low area.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I need this.
You're
I
making
know
it
that.
rain
This is really
vertically.
cool. Yeah, you are making it rain. Look,
Okay,
it's
that's
storming
good.
over here. It's just
That's good.
misting over here.
That's good. All right, so what has happened here?
Everything went there.
This is run off, okay? And it drains to the lowest place, which is our rivers, okay, and our lakes. So this is disgusting. So life is horrible. Let's all go home and have nightmares, okay? That's the end of the story. No, that is not the end of the story. All right, and I do want to also talk about models. This is a model. There are limitations to every model used in science everywhere. There's always limitations. What is not happening here?
Water flood. The actual land's not.
The land's not, that we're having no infiltration. A lot of this is gonna go in ground. Now, that's good and bad. The ground will filter, but there's a groundwater under there somewhere. And there's a groundwater model, but I've never got it to work really nicely. It just makes a mess. But there is a model there. All right, so we have no infiltration. We cannot model that. with this one, so always know that there's, so all the models, even the weather models on TV, they say, they give you a half a dozen and they tell you the limitations of each model. No model's perfect, but the goal is always to get as close as possible. All right, so this looks bad and I'm sad. Okay, so life is horrible, might as well go live in our basement, right? Are there things we can do to limit some of this? Yeah, we're gonna talk about that. All right, you raining people squirt
We can
like
pull the
crazy.
plug at each of the water
Yeah.
bases.
Squirt.
Plug it.
Yeah.
They all run out and we'll
Try
start
to
over.
clean it
Start
out.
over.
Try to clean it out.
Get this over.
You want me to turn it again? Twist the knob.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't read that. Okay. All right, let me try this real quick, and then I've got to see it when I make an earthquake occur.
Atlas method.
All right, I'm gonna go dump this. Several of you, if you'll grab a paper towel, try to dry